dominant force even on human and subatomic scales. And it will basically overwhelm all other forces and basically rip all particles, all atoms in the universe to shreds. So that's why they call it the Big Rip. So that would be quite a spectacular end to the universe. It would basically just everything would blow apart. Again, we don't think that'll happen for tens of billions of years.
So I see Orlando gave the mic to someone over here. Do you mind doing just one more?
Sure.
Okay.
We've been doing this survey for several years now. Is there any preliminary results that you could mention?
Yeah. So I showed you some sort of pictorially some of the results. We don't yet have any preliminary results on dark energy, on the nature of dark energy. We're hoping in the next year or so. Now that we've got a large amount of data, we're busy analyzing that now. And so my hope is that by next summer or next fall, we'll be able to say something interesting about the nature of dark energy. So stay tuned.
Dr. Josh Freeman, ladies and gentlemen.
Accelerators are used in a large number of areas for applications now, but what we're interested in is moving that whole story forward with the fact that the technology of accelerators is advancing rapidly, and that Fermilab is kind of pushing the envelope on that. And then, as you heard together with Argonne, we think that we're really dealing with new technology now that can be applied to almost situations that we haven't really thought about. So we're going to sort of probe into that area. So today, some of our goals will be to announce the launch of the DOE Accelerator Stewardship Test Facility Pilot Program. That's, okay, long name, to promote lab, industry, and university partnerships on accelerators and related technologies. So this is a new direction for the government. It's not something that existed, should say federal government, new direction for the federal government, in that they believe there is an
clinical relevance and actionability. So I said I was going to start really simple. We are all made of cells. Cancer arises from that cell. If you have a cell, you can have a cancer in that cell. And really, this is sort of the guiding principle for really where cancer starts. Regardless of the cancer type, regardless of the original cell type, the common theme is that cancer actually starts to use and reuse more or less the same molecular pathways, regardless of what cell it's derived from. All cells have DNA, or most cells have DNA. I just want to show the most personal slide, which is my human genome. This is what one of my blood cells looks like if you drop it onto a slide. So these are my chromosomes. If you drop a cell onto a slide, you sort of get the smattering of chromosomes. And in the old-fashioned days, you'd take a picture like this, and literally with for sort of banding patterns that happen to be different. But I wanted to show this really as a benchmark. This is where normal cells shift from a normal cell genome here to a cancer genome, because the karyotype from is completely different. There are way more chromosomes than there should be. Some chromosomes are missing parts. Pieces of one chromosome are being attached to another chromosome. This is really where next generation sequencing read out all the different types of cancer genome variation, not just at the microscopic level, but really at the molecular level. This is actually a quote from my postdoc supervisor, Matthew Mearson. He loved this example of really all happy cells are like each unhappy cell is actually unhappy in its own way. So this is actually a plot from Circos.ca. This is actually Martin Stravinsky's site from the BC Cancer Agency. This is actually not showing a cancer genome. This is actually showing all the ways that a genome can or could be modified. And these arcs are actually showing the regions of the genome that are related to each other. They have a similar sequence. If you zoom in here just onto this one little segment, each of these tracks refers to one of the different ways a cancer genome or a genome can be different from another. Point mutations are the most famous, single base pair changes. Copy number alterations, really wholesale changes. Millions of bases of the genome being gained or lost. Structural rearrangement, taking a base from one chromosome and switching it to another. Of course, within all of these are the genes and the elements that regulate the regulatory elements. Pathways that those genes encode, and there's a lot of redundancy in the genome. These homologous sequences, genetic modifications, really layer upon layer of regulatory control on top of the itself. The other lesson with cancer is you don't sort of get this boom of massive aneuploidy or copy number or mutational changes at once, but rather cancer is actually thought to sort of accumulate mutations over time, and really it's not about the acquisition of its driver mutation where really you start, things really start to take off, where you start to get this highly unstable genome copy of the cell, but then it's prone to acquiring additional mutations, copy number alterations, and some of that's actually being driven by therapy itself. And really this model is just being by extracting really a number of mutations accumulate over time until you acquire what you have now determined driver. So still one of the central challenges in cancer genome research is to differentiate a driver mutation from the inevitable passenger mutations that accumulate over time but are not thought to have biological function. I mentioned external forces like drug treatment. This had a slide later on about this idea of clone selection within a complex cell population. But before I got there, I want to talk a little bit about mutation burden, this idea of the number of mutations in each cell. And really, in this analysis here from Broad Institute, just looking at the number of mutations across all cancer types, across all kinds of cancer types, and the general trend being that pediatric cancers, hematological malignancies being relatively low mutation rate, the cancers associated with environmental exposure, smoking exposure has a higher mutation rate, so sort of hamburgers, in general, higher mutation rates on the right-hand side of the slide. But really, it's not the hard and fast rule. The cells that they otherwise should not get, which is driving, sustained electrical signaling, being growth suppressors, et cetera, really this idea of just reusing pathways that are already exist. This idea that oncogenic somatic mutations target a core set of biological functions. And you'll hear me use a couple of terms, this idea of driver mutations or oncogenes. These are really thought to be sort of deactivating mutations, really the mutations come from proliferation and rearrangements that drive or activate pathways that shouldn't be expressed. And the other category being tumor suppressor genes. These are the cells basically trying to be turning off pathways, and these are the genes that are commonly deleted or have lost mutation. Imagine sequencing is to read out all of these facets of cancer genome variation that then result in cancer. And this is really still a challenge, especially in these tumors like melanoma, lung cancer. These tumors have thousands of mutations and real challenges to hone in on specifically what are the mutations that drive these tumors, and to treat patients, what can we do about this? How do we actually act upon knowledge of activated drivers and loss of tumor suppressors? So that sort of brings me to the area I like to work on a daily basis, which is how do we use targeted therapies, immunotherapies, to bring those to bear on specific tumor types. I've shown two of the most famous examples in this case. These are examples of lung adenocarcinoma with an activating mutation of the epidermal growth factor receptor. So a mutation in the receptor very high up on the signaling pathway that activates the entire pathway. Sort of the canonical principle has really been this idea that inhibiting this pathway shrinks tumors that have these precise mutations. Same sort of story here, metastatic melanoma with activating mutations of BRAF. You can just see by eye. Really, this poor patient here has covered in metastatic melanoma, and really these very, very dramatic responses, specifically with inhibitor, really hits a lot of those tumors. Really hits all of those tumors in a targeted way. The real challenge here is that resistance to these inhibitors inevitably arises in almost every case, especially with these targeted therapies. So long as you see these dramatic responses, but then some resistance mechanisms will arise because these tumors have such massive genomes, either a cell that already has that resistance mechanism, or you've really selected using drugs cells that have resistance So in this case, some work by Peter Campbell in the UK, so he's starting with a primary tumor and then metastatic mass that then, just like in convolution, is going to require additional cancer genome alterations. We have this primary tumor, spins out of second metastasis, spins out of tertiary metastasis. And this is really where clinical interpretation is extraordinarily challenging. First of all, how do we sample all of these metastases that we may be able to detect there? But also, what can we do about cancer treatment? And of course, there's some clonal functional mutations really specific to clonal, and certainly in the BRAF mutation example I showed you, that was very effective. We do see some dramatic responses, but you also see these dramatic resistances as well. So why do next generation sequencing, or why do molecular testing for cancer in general? Obviously, treatments want to see what are the genome alterations, what targeted therapies may work. Are you already resistant to a drug? Are there specific drugs that you cannot metabolize in terms of metabolism? I'll talk a little bit later on about inherited hereditary cancer syndromes, really where you're born already with a loss of mutation of the tumor receptor, really with a very, very high position to cancer, very early onset cancer indications. And prognosis, what type of cancer you have, even if there's not a goal to eliminate therapy. What we've seen with increasing number of tumors being sequenced or analyzed is that there are multiple molecular subtypes, even within breast cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, colon cancer. There are distinct molecular subtypes, some of which do better clinically than others. So I just wanted to hear quickly on the general, about sort of the overview of cancer genomes in general, before I dive into more of the, I guess, endpoint applications analysis. Okay, so the first part of the talk is sort of that overview. Here's what the landscape of cancer genomes looks like. That's great for a single patient. The question is not so much what are other cancers like, but what are how do you define cancer? How is it different from other cancers in sequence, correlation, or molecular results? So to talk about structure, number alteration, translocation. How is it functionally different? Even if the genes are altered, what genes are expressed, what genes are disrupted, and are there external forces? Is there viral infection? Is the cancer associated with viral infection? How is anti-cancer death in other cancers of this type? And ultimately, what is the list of targets for what can actually be done? So this is the next part of the talk about maybe more clinical, getting a little closer to bioinformatics and what we can do on next generation sequencing cancers. So I wrote quite a bit, but this is really how the four critical steps for genomics in general sequence. You start with genomic DNA and RNA, a cell biopsy, blood, cell-free DNA, some sort of extraction. You make a library. A library is essentially DNA that's been made compatible with a machine that can read DNA. So it's basically you take this DNA, in the case of Illumina sequencing, most of them will be showing exclusively, you put little adapters on either end that are unique to that machine. You then load that DNA onto a machine like an Illumina sequencing device. That generates a huge text file of A, C, T, and G. And this is really where things have actually been standardized. So the more and more questions get, less standardized as they become, as the alignment becomes very standardized. And as you get down to how to interpret a genome, that's really more lab specific. But essentially, those are really the four steps. Extract DNA, make libraries, put them onto the machine, and analyze the data. So I mentioned a big text file. This is literally I run from a project that I was running. Essentially, each of these is a DNA sequencing read, 5 base pairs and 25 reads on a single Illumina high-speed conventional machine. One lane of an 8-lane flow cell generates 600 million of these, so you get millions and millions of A, C, Ts, and Gs. And the first step is to compare them to something. You want to do anything. I mean, no one wants to look through 600 millions of these. That's where this idea of a bioinformatics pipeline comes in. It's really exactly like an oil pipeline. You want to have your text file at the beginning. You want to run it through a series of software modules. Okay, sort of a pipe module. But essentially, you want to run all these software programs in a systematic way, end to end, to go from raw DNA sequencing, raw DNA sequence to a listed pairing sequence. Building one of these also very much like an oil pipeline. You want to really run it through a series of software that are all compatible with each other. You want the software to really sync up and end-to-end without leaks. And you want to put them together in a really systematic way. And I'll have a slide on each of these steps or normal cell genomes. So this is really step one. This basically, if you took that big text file I showed earlier, aligned all those reads to the Human Genome Reference, this is really what you get. Software called Integrated Genomic Viewer. I think there's a little tutorial session specifically on how to use this tool, and I'll show you a lot of screenshots of how this works, or how to read these screenshots. But just to orient you, the chromosome is here along the top, so just like the chromosomes I showed you earlier, they've taken that little banded diagram and put it horizontally along the top. So we're looking at this portion of this chromosome. In this case, we're only looking at 92 base pairs at a time. In white is the Human Genome Reference sequence, and in gray is a histogram of the number of reads aligned to each base. These are all the sequencing reads, the data I showed you on that slide earlier, and you can see that data represented in this way is a lot more human readable than it was just in the flat text format. First of all these reads have more or less the same sequence, and I've potentially chosen a region that doesn't have any variation. So in this case, all these regions basically match perfectly to the Human Genome Reference, and now we want to run columns that look for differences between our data and theirs. And there's actually a Wikipedia article called Short Read Sequence Alignment. There are many, many ways to do alignment. We did what I've used here, but there are many, many others. So really you want to choose a specific aligner appropriate to your biological question. This is a cartoon of the exact type of data I just showed you. So the Human Genome Reference being here along the top. Here's chromosome 1, chromosome 5. Here are all the sequencing reads. And here are the types of genome variation we want to find using bioinformatics. Point mutations, mutation difference from reference, an indel insertion or deletion of a base bases in a small region. Missing DNA, in regions that don't have any reads whatsoever. If you don't put DNA into your sequencing device, you're not going to get reads out. That region is not represented. That looks like a deletion. A hemizygous deletion, so one of the two chromosomes is deleted. That means you get half as much data as you expect. A copy number gain, some of these oncogenes get amplified tens or hundreds of times. As a result, you get tens or hundreds of DNA sequencing reads for that reason. And translocation breakpoint, where you take one piece of one gene, attach it to another piece of another gene. And this now has brought one gene on chromosome 5 under regulation, under the control of regulatory machinery there for the expansion of genes on chromosome 1. So these are very powerful oncogenic drivers in cancer. I'm not going to talk too much about pathogenic sequences, but really not everything aligns to the genome sequence, especially in cancers like cervical cancer, for example, that where they're one of the original drivers of those cancers is exposure to virus, HPV, EBV, etc. In this case, those reads, of course, come through your DNA sequencing reads, and you can align those to other references beyond the Human Genome Reference. Here's sort of a cheat sheet of sort of the ways that we can think about and sequence DNA and start to infer the presence of proteins and DNA is wrapped around. For genome sequencing, this is putting DNA into the sequencing device and sequence whole genome sequencing. Exome, this is focusing specifically on exons, so the coding portions of these genes. Much cheaper. Looking at 1% of the genome relative to the genome. Targeted gene sequencing, this is what we optimally use in the clinical lab. Much smaller target panel, much more cost-effective than using to interpret. Targeted variant gene typing, we're getting even more focused, looking at single base single mutation. Very high throughput, very inexpensive. The least comprehensive test, but certainly the most clinically actionable. And epigenome modifications, really looking at methylated promoters for the regulatory region. RNA sequencing, looking at the sort of the functional output of DNA, looking at transcriptome sequencing, either looking at whole RNA sequencing, targeted RNA sequencing is also a protocol that's being increasingly used in clinical labs, and microRNA sequencing, looking specifically at small microRNAs that are potentially for regulatory control on gene expression. And I'm not really going to talk at all about protein mapping or DNA fingerprint mapping. That would be an entire bioinformatics workshop. I want to show you real data as often as possible. So here's the exact same sample sequence in genome sequencing, exome sequencing, and RNA sequencing, focused on the very important cancer gene KRAS. When you read this, so here's the region for 9 kb regions. We're zoomed out quite a bit further than we were on the previous slide. Here's KRAS down here on the genome sequencing, you just get a sea of reads. So all those gray sequencing reads I showed you earlier, each of those just shows up as just a little tick on the display because we're zoomed so far out. Exome sequencing, we've essentially used a reagent that will allow us to only focus our sequencing on the exons of interest. This is where the coding mutations live. It's really much more cost effective because you don't have to look at the reads in the intervening regions that you may be interested in if your question is specifically around coding sequence. And RNA sequencing, you let the cell do the exonic selection for you. In this case, the cell spliced out the introns, so all of your reads are only mapped to exons as they should be. You also get the added information of what exons are attached to which exons, and it's also quantitative. So if you have very, very high coverage of specific genes, those genes are expressed at a higher level. The genes that have low coverage are expressed at a low level. I use the phrase whole exome and whole genome sequencing. That's really a bit of a misnomer. They really don't actually measure anything, or probably more specifically, we don't have great bioinformatic methods to assign absolutely every single sequencing read uniquely to a region of the human genome. This is actually a slide from my own work working on neuroblastoma. In this case, little tiny slice here is a neuroblastoma tumor, and the y-axis here is a single exon. Each little slice going this way is an exon. One means that we are completely confident in where those reads were aligned and our ability to find mutations in those exons. And so these are the regions where we had no doubt we could find mutations, we have good coverage, we're well powered. As you get towards the bottom of this plot, you can see our confidence in all mutations essentially drops to zero, not just in the exome sequences, which are in this purple, but also in the whole genome sequences as well. This is really sort of a blind spot in the genome where just they're highly repetitive, our reads are short, we just cannot be confident that our reads, in our ability to find mutations necessarily in this region. The other interesting technical aspect is that the blind spots in the genome are often, well, down here they're essentially the same as exome sequencing, but often they're actually not exactly the same as exome sequencing due to differences in read length, mapability, and just sheer depth of sequencing. With exome sequencing, since you are able to focus the capacity of your DNA sequencer on a relatively smaller genomic footprint, you can now sequence those regions to much deeper coverage and might have much greater confidence in the mutation calls at each of those bases. So I still use the terms whole genome and whole exome sequencing because the concept is you're really trying to be as comprehensive as possible, but it does not necessarily mean 100% of the genome or exome that's it. So I think at the time it was about 80% of the whole exome was covered at, in this case it was only 14 exomes need to be covered. I think that number has probably gone up to 90 plus now. But I think there's still a lot of room for a lot of sort of custom panels to look, especially at these hard to read regions, and to complement not just Illumina sequencing with other sequencing technologies, longer read sequencing technologies that basically generate much larger reads that are much easier to map, not as hard to capture and sequence regions. I have one slide on PacBio. I'm not going to cover those technologies in great depth actually in this talk. Yeah, rarely. I don't really know any clinical labs who are currently using those technologies due to specifically the background error rate. In clinical labs especially, we're quite focused on point mutation detection. Those technologies have very high background point mutation error rate. I think they are going to find a place at some point that's going to result in large structural variation. But they really need to compete on not just sequence quality, but also cost as well. Certainly dollar per base is very hard today to beat with absolute data that's by far the most ubiquitous. I wanted to just give some context to what RNA sequencing data looks like. This is actually a plot I like to make for all of our RNA sequencing data sets. So for a single patient, I like to just plot all of the exons and just say what is the expression level for all those exons, just to sort of get a feel for what's the dynamic range of of our data, and actually do this for almost every data set I